Buenos dias, all. RGT85 here. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. My Wednesday night was phenomenal. AEW was great. Jeff Hardy returned. The New York Knicks beat the Dallas Mavericks by like 30 points. It was an absolute massacre, but that's not what you're here to hear about. You're here to hear about video game news, and we have some interesting stories that I want to cover in today's video. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 500,000 subscribers. Like, comment, share, all that YouTube nonsense. Without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games, and we're going to start things off with the State of Play presentation. Now, yesterday in my video, I said that if State of Play was really good or really bad, I would make a video on it, but if it was mid, I would wait till today, and obviously I thought it was kind of mid. Now, there was a lot of things that I thought were good from a presentation standpoint. It was just that a lot of these games didn't really hit with me. From a presentation standpoint, it was impressive just how many of these games had like gameplay and then release dates, which is usually something that you don't get in a lot of Sony related presentations. Usually you get this CGI stuff, you get some far out release date. It was just more or less the games themselves that didn't really interest me all that much. There were some bangers, don't get me wrong. There were two games that definitely stick out to me, but most of it was just kind of, you know, there was a Gundam game that was like a first-person shooter like Overwatch. Isn't the whole point of Gundam stuff to be able to see your mech like in virtual on the Sega Saturn? How did they nail it with that? But with this game, it's like you're looking through a visor and like occasionally you'll fly around the map. There was some stupid Exoprimal game. Holy shit, Capcom, you can go to hell for that one. They show a dinosaur game with a chick with red hair as one of the leads, and it's like, Dino Crisis, it's here. Holy crap. And then it wasn't Dino Crisis. It's just like some game that's kind of like World War Z, but unlike World War Z, which has good variety in the zombies, this game was just like the same. They showed three types of dinosaurs. They showed like a raptor type dinosaur that was the exact same color that just kept coming at you. They briefly teased like a pterodactyl, and then there was a T-Rex. The T-Rex looked really cool, but like the whole game like takes place in the future, and I don't know. I was not interested in this game, and I'm a man who loves dinosaurs, as you are well aware, but it didn't do it for me. However, let's talk about the good stuff from this. And no, I will not be talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because the only JoJo I care about is Casey and JoJo. And all my life, I've prayed for someone like you. So that doesn't hit with me. I know a lot of people were very excited for that game. That game is actually going to be a multi-platform release. I thought Trek to Yami looked really good. This is a game being done by Digital Devolver, and I like this a lot. It's like a pseudo 2.5D sort of a ninja style game that kind of looks like a bit like a beat 'em up, but it seems like there's a bit more to it in terms of the movement and the combat system. The whole game is in black and white, which I'm fine with. I just hope that actually plays into the story. I hope that's just not just a stylistic thing to be stylistic, to try to be weird and abstract. I want that to play into the story, because this game, I don't know, it really caught my eye. I thought it looked like really, really cool. There was a game called the Diofield Chronicle, which, I mean, just call it Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a Square Enix game. It is a strategy RPG. I don't understand Square Enix here. You know, they just did, what the hell was the name of the game? Triangle Strategy. Okay, that name sucks. Nobody likes that name, which looked like a Final Fantasy Tactics game. Now you're doing the Diofield Chronicle, which looks like a Final Fantasy Tactics game. People won't be mad if you throw the Tactics name on there. They will like that. That will probably sell you more copies instead of the Ronnie James Diofield. Holy diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Look out! There's some other stuff there. Valkyrie Elysium, which I don't know, had a weird like outline around the character that just really threw me off. They kind of made that game, which is the games from Square Enix, more like a hack and slash action adventure game. I don't know, that didn't really sit all that great with me. But the game of the show, the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. What the hell, Konami? You're stepping up. You're stepping up. Look, very recently we talked about Getsu Fumaden from Konami, and I said Konami made a good game and it's on the Nintendo Switch. Is Konami coming back? And a lot of people were like, oh, that's just hyperbole or whatever. But now they're doing the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection, and this is the 13 Turtles games. We're talking arcade games. We're talking NES. We're talking Super Nintendo. We're talking Genesis. We're talking Game Boy, the Foot Clan games. Like, holy shit. Holy shit, I thought it was going to be another trailer for the new Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge, and I was like, that's cool, you know, maybe they'll give us a release date, but no, this, my friends, this was top tier stuff. And the good part is, it's a multi-platform release, and that's something that, you know, I've been talking about a lot. Like, why doesn't Nintendo put games like the Turtles games in the NES Online stuff? Because that'd be awesome. Like that's what the streets want. Where's Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo on the Switch Online? But now we don't have to worry about that shit, because this is a $40 collection. It's going to be physical, it's going to be digital, it's on the Switch, it's on the Xbox, it's on Steam Deck, Steam, PC, PlayStation. Awesome compilation, and definitely the highlight of the show for me. But just overall, a lot of these games just didn't hit with me personally. I know there's a lot of fans that actually really enjoyed this. There's a lot of people that absolutely hated this, but I wasn't gonna kind of fake the funk to be like, oh, I love this, or oh, I hated this. It was definitely very mid for me. It was middle of the road, but I can appreciate some of the things that were in this. I can appreciate the pacing of it, because I thought the pacing was actually really good. It definitely felt very snappy and more like a Nintendo Direct than a State of Play presentation, which we're kind of accustomed to when Sony does these State of Play things. So overall, decent, you know, C, it's in like the C range for me. Nothing too great, nothing too crappy, but definitely that Turtles game, just inject it into my veins or into my urethra, like I said on Twitter. I have problems. When playing your Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, you have various options to make it a more optimized experience. You of course can get things like various grips. I've talked about them before on the channel. I do enjoy them, but my favorite Nintendo Switch controller is this, the Pro Controller. It's the king of the mountain. It's the cream of the crop, the best controller available for the system. Playing the system in dock mode, it's no problem to use this, but playing it in handheld can get a little more complicated unless you have the Fixture S1. The Fixture S1 is a super easy device that connects your Nintendo Switch Pro Controller to your Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, and it works really well. I've been using these for over a year now, and I absolutely love them because I can use my Pro Controller with my Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, and it's an absolute game changer. Now, if you have a Nintendo Switch OLED model, they are introducing the Fixture S2 very soon, but if you own a standard Nintendo Switch and you like the Pro Controller, I definitely recommend checking this thing out because it's an absolute game changer. There's a link in the description box down below to their website where you can get $5 off your order by using the coupon code RGT85. Or if you're more comfortable, you can use Amazon. I'll have a link to that in the description box down below. But if you own a Pro Controller and you play your Nintendo Switch in handheld mode a lot, this is honestly a must buy in my opinion. A huge thank you to Fixture and the S1 for sponsoring this video, and it's just a fantastic product that I cannot recommend enough. And finally, an interesting article has sparked quite a bit of debate online, and it's something that I want to talk about. Now, people, like I say, assume that I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I think I'm one of the most anti-Nintendo fanboys, if you have to call me that. Like, I'll call them out on their shit. I'll say when I don't like a Nintendo game, even though people just lose their minds over that. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. How dare you not think this is a Game of the Year contender when, I mean, it just wasn't all that great. It wasn't all that great. But it's an interesting topic about the Nintendo Switch and the quality of the first-party games, because usually Nintendo is one of the highest rated publishers year after year after year. You could just go on Metacritic and look and see that over the past few years, they've been very dominant. You know, in 2017, the company was ranked second for overall publishers. In 2018 and 19, they were fourth place, and in 2020, they were in ninth place. So obviously a very high pedigree here, obviously a lot of impressive stuff, but the latest Metacritic reviews wrapped up overall, given an average, were done for 2021, and Nintendo, I mean, dropping from second place to where they are now is kind of interesting, and I kind of want to just explore this because I don't know. I like the debate that it's been sparking online, whether or not Nintendo Switch quality has been going down in terms of titles. So let's take a look at where they are now and where they sort of fit in with the other competition. All right, so as you can see here, this is the game publisher rankings for 2021, and Microsoft is number one, Sony is number two. Microsoft is actually number one by quite a large margin, and you might be like, why? why. Like, it was a pretty good year for the Xbox brand, but wasn't the best ever. And I mean, Halo Infinite got good review scores because we were all under the impression that they were going to add shit to the game, and they haven't been. So I feel like that has to play a factor into this. Of course, you have a new Horizon, Forza Horizon game. You had the Flight Simulator game. So there was a lot of published titles by Microsoft that were actually really good. You got Sony here. Activision Blizzard is number 4. Bethesda is number 5. And then you got Nintendo down here, 14, 76. Like, what? Like, that seems a little bit low. You know, a lot of people are concerned about this. And first and foremost, it's Metacritic. Who gives a shit? How many times have we talked about Metacritic overscoring games or even underscoring games? Like, it's a cumulative thing from the video game journalists. It's a cumulative thing from the video game industry. Now, there are lots of journalists that I do like, that I'm friends with, you know, people like Gene Park, Gene Park is a badass dude. I love Gene Park. He's one of my favorite humans in this sphere. Jeff Grubb, another great human, another great individual. I used to be a journalist. I used to write for Nintendo Enthusiast and do reviews and stuff like that. But it's, once again, it's a cumulative thing, and there's going to be people who don't like stuff, but maybe they're afraid to rock the boat, so they're not going to say, oh, you know, this game wasn't all that good, I didn't really like this game, because there's psychos out there who will threaten these people, and obviously they're empty threats, but you know, people take things to heart sometimes, and they take them as a serious thing. But I find it interesting that Activision Blizzard is not this. I thought we all hated Activision. I thought these games were horrible, the Antichrist. And really, what did they do in 2021 that was worth talking about from a gaming perspective, from a review perspective? Are we talking about Vanguard? Because Vanguard didn't get good reviews. I mean, it got pretty mid reviews for a Call of Duty game. They did some ports, you know, I guess you could say Diablo 2 Resurrected was on there. But like, I don't know, it's Sega? I thought Sega was like, you know, in trouble, but now Sega's number 8, the 8th best publisher of games. You have to remember something when it comes to this. You have to keep this in mind. And something that I'm always going to hammer home to you guys, don't worry about what the overall industry thinks about something. There have been tons of games that have gotten super high review scores that I'm like, no, I don't see this. There have been games that have gotten super low review scores that it's like, no, I don't see this. There's a lot of hive mind mentality when it comes to journalists. And, you know, some of the journalists probably really enjoyed these games. Some of them really enjoyed them. Some of them might have just been faking it to sort of go along with the trends, to sort of go along with how they felt the industry was going to work, because they didn't want to face backlash from gamers, backlash from consumers. But I mean, that's why I don't even bother scoring things on this channel. If my words, if my, you know, thoughts on something can't convey whether or not this is a game for you, the score is meaningless. The score is fanboy fodder, is console war bullshit for people who are insecure about a piece of plastic. About a piece of plastic that they bought, that they have to I have to champion for this. This is the greatest system ever. Get your money up and buy all 3, and then you ain't got to worry about shit, because you got games across all platforms. That's why I live a good life, because I have it all. I can play it all. I'm not worried about, you know, this game being better than that game, and, you know, this game being the game of the year. I don't care. I don't care about stuff like that. So don't take this to heart. It's a cumulative thing. 2021 was a solid year for Nintendo. You got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which was freaking amazing. You got Metroid Dread, which was freaking amazing. And those 2 games stand out to me more so than a lot of other games that a lot of companies released in 2021. So, you know, don't try to burn down Metacritic. I don't know how you burn down a website, but I'm sure some nerds online would try to figure it out. But just don't worry about it. You know, it's insequential stuff. It's stuff that doesn't matter at the end of the day. I don't feel that Nintendo's quality has gone down. There have been some sort of misses more so than hits lately for some titles, but like, just look at 2022. Like, it's a banger year. So I don't know. Don't worry about petty shit like this. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Lots of singing in this video. I'm pretty impressed with myself here. We went from Casey and JoJo to Ronnie James Dio. Kind of rhymes too. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of everything in the comments section down below. What did you enjoy from the State of Play presentation? How much of a boner did you get from the Turtles Cowabunga collection? And is the quality of Nintendo games going down on the Nintendo Switch? I mean, it's something that you should be able to talk about in the comments, have a good discussion, keep it clean. But yeah, like, I mean, it's a discussion worth having, but it's not the be all end all. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share the video around. We are well on the way to 500,000 subscribers, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.